Hey guys, how are you? Vladimir here from Home Trader Club, and welcome to the Weekly Forex Forecast. Today, in this video, I would like to share with you 4 very interesting opportunities, the way I see them, and I want to analyze them and explain my trading plan from what levels I anticipate to look for my trading opportunities and basically how. Okay. It would be, we will see in this video the pound dollar, the Aussie dollar, dollar CAD, and also I will cover DAX, which I believe is potentially already at the first step or preparing for the first step of a massive reversal that could develop. Okay, so all that will be in this video. So let's not waste our time and let's begin. So the first instrument would be the pound dollar. And before I go to the charts, I want to explain here in terms of the numbers. What do I see on the pound dollar? And basically, why do I love to combine the numbers, the absolute price changes with a technical analysis. I believe the numbers do not lie, and combining that from my point of view and from my experience is usually the best opportunity to find great directions and then setups from specific levels. So take a look on the pound dollar. Let me just enlarge this screen. So if we take a look on the pound dollar here, look at the numbers. Okay, the monthly shrinking, getting close to zero. It's 0.32% change during the month. Okay, while the 7 days, a weekly, was negative of more than 1%. And the last 24 hours, we see some bullish pullback. Usually, such numbers come. By the way, before that, that's one of the features we have in Home Trader Club. This is the market trend snapshot, and I love that. It gives me the visual and what I love, the numbers, perspective, where the opportunities are. Okay, and as you can see, very green are usually bullish, while very red, of course, are bearish. And you can see here that this green is more blurred, I would say, or less greenish. And that's the cut, for example, right? You can see the red is more pinkish, right? That's where the trend changes, or the market a little bit more like a slowing down. Very great visual tool. So as you can see here, again, from the numbers, take a look how it looks like on the chart. Here is what we have on the pound dollar. And so these 2 waves, the massive 2 waves we've had here. First of all, you can see they slowed down. If the first wave was massive, fast, the second wave is slowing down and the angle changes. Take a look where it bounces. That's a very interesting part. Broken resistance, okay, that then became a support. We saw here some consolidation for several weeks in a row. Right? The sellers were gaining momentum, and then boom, huge sell power. Now that's a very strong zone. The market came to retest it, and while it was making higher highs, we clearly see on the histogram a slowing momentum. Usually, this is the sign where the pullback begin to happen. So with that in mind, let's see what we have in terms of candles. All right. So in terms of candles, these are the last 2 candles of the current rally, right? And they counter immediately with 3 sequent weekly candles making lower highs, lower lows. That's pretty strong sign by itself. So when I go to the daily chart, here is what we have. This most recent leg on the daily chart run into the place where the market makes higher highs, but again the histogram makes lower highs, creating a negative divergence, flipping from the positive to negative to lower positive. Okay, and since then the most recent trend line is broken and now come for a potential retest. And another part which I like is this, when the market was maintaining the higher highs, higher lows, this high turns to be like a fake breakout and then pulls back inside, attempts to make a rally, retests and rejects it, and pushes down again. So all that are very interesting, I would say, technical signs here on a bearish direction. If I take a look on the 4-hour chart, so what can we learn from that? Also, we start to see some sequence of lower highs, lower lows, right? Falling resistance lines between the highs. If we compare these two lows, we can see that there is no positive divergence, which is very likely not yet over on the move down. And these rallies, okay, we have several important zones here. This is the first zone which is currently being retested. The next zone is slightly higher. We have the falling resistance line all the way through this zone. Okay, that was the first push up, rejected. Then the second push up, which failed, so like a failed attempt, as you can see here. But all that becomes a second strong zone. And these are the levels where I will be after my bearish evidences to see further continuation down. So the way I see that with the pound dollar, these rallies that currently started to happen in the last couple of days, the previous week, should be providing further opportunities to the downside. Sell the rallies is my plan on the pound dollar from the levels mentioned. What are your thoughts? Share with us in the comment section. Now let's continue with the next instrument. That would be the Aussie dollar. So the second instrument, Aussie dollar. And again, before we go to the charts and start talking about all the technical conditions, facts we can see here and what levels am I looking to trade, let's first of all take a look on the numbers. So in terms of the numbers, take a look how it looks like. First of all, it's, as you can see, not the greenish color I explained before, but look at the numbers here. I love to see that the monthly is very negative, more than 1%, closer to 2% negative. 7 days, very negative, close to 3%. And only the last 24 hours was making some pullback, but it's again very weak pullback. In such conditions, that's a pretty clean say by the numbers that the sellers are in their control. They maintain their sentiment and their grip over the bearish direction here, and it should be good to look for continuous, a bearish momentum. So sell the rallies based on the numbers makes absolute sense. Now let's see if we can combine that with the chart, and then you'll see where the opportunities come. So take a look on the weekly chart. What do we have on the Aussie dollar? First of all, at the moment, it's pretty obvious bearish momentum. That's a clean sequence of lower highs, lower lows, without any change at the moment. Yes, the market was pulling back, but then rejected this zone, pulls down again. So the momentum here is pretty clear bearish. The buyers were trying to reject, but they failed to gain any momentum. In terms of divergences, the most recent divergence we have here is a bearish hidden divergence. Okay, the market is making clean lower highs, lower lows, pulling back, trying to make a high. That's lower highs on the price, but the indicator managed to make higher highs. That's a classical bearish hidden divergence, which hints for continuation. Then we got the move down, breaking this low, coming for a retest of the supply area, holding that, holding the most recent falling resistance line between the last two swing highs, and mainly holding this volume zone. Okay. Besides that, we can see the dynamic 200 moving average countered, as you can see, this one. Okay, this is the 200 moving average. This is the 50. And the combination I love for the long term, just for the visual feeling. because again, don't forget, indicators just give you indication. Okay, the price must be your main source of decision. And the volume is holding. So too many factors on the weekly chart are holding the price. And then if we go to the daily chart, we will see that the most recent pattern or structure, it was built here after these two waves, right? We got two waves contradicting upside, and we are holding here sort of double top with a bearish divergence everywhere, moving averages, histogram, and RSI. Then this rising supportive line is broken. Lower lows on the chart, lower lows on the indicator create a classical conditions for the sell. And now we are looking to sell this rally. As you can see, there is a huge volume zone here, and as long as it holds, sell these rallies make absolute sense. Going down to the 4-hour chart, and we can clearly see the bearish condition here, lower highs, lower lows, no ending conditions anywhere. So the rallies here are for sell. Levels to pay attention to: broken support, becomes a resistance, little attempt for consolidation, holds, reject. It's a beautiful zone. And the next zone is here: broken support, becomes a resistance, reject, and again hold. The key falling resistance lines go through that and connects the levels, and as long as they hold, I believe that Aussie dollar here should be for further sell and to go and continue making new lows. So for me, it's a bearish direction on the Aussie dollar, and I would go with sell the rallies. What are your thoughts about the Aussie dollar? How low can you think this pair can go? Share with us in the comment section. The next one is going to be the dollar CAD. I love that because this one could become something for a very long term. I will explain. So first of all, the numbers. So the dollar CAD is one of these pairs which are synchronized in a full combination of bullish numbers on a month, which gains above 1%, 7 days above 1%, and the 24 hours also bullish. That's usually classical technical conditions. Now, the fact that the 24 hours slows down and go below the 1% usually hints that very possibly we are running into some rejection that could behave on a short term. We might see some pullback and then continuation with the monthly and the weekly. Now, let's take a look how that actually looks like on the chart and why this could provide also a short-term opportunity, but also a long-term one. So take a look, what do we have on the weekly chart, okay? Rising supportive line connecting the lows. We come for a retest, and we are holding it for several weeks in a row. Take a look on that here, okay? You can see sellers try, reject. Look at all these spikes on the weekly chart for several weeks in a row. That's a strong say that the buyers really reject the price there, okay? And that's a strong sign because it all happens to be where? Right on this demand area, right on this rejection zone. Resistance is broken, we have a support, rising supportive line, beautiful demand area on the go. It's a 130 round number, it's a dynamic 200 moving average. I mean, everything is there. Okay, so for the long run, it really looks like these conditions are ready for further rally for a new high, or at least until we're gonna retest this massive zone we have from the weekly chart. So that's a great possible scenario here that the dollar CAD is building up something very seriously bullish. Okay, that's for the long run. But now let's take a look on the short run. As we saw from the numbers, the daily chart give us what? Lowering momentum, as we can see, right? The month was bullish, above percent. The week was bullish, above percent. The daily was the only one that actually give us slowing down momentum. And that's not just for no reason. It's because we are running right in the volume zone and a falling dynamic. Falling resistance line is on the way. Okay, so I will take a look also on the 50 moving average and the 200 moving average. This is the first time they come for a retest after the cross. So I believe that on the short term, this zone could provide like attempts for fake rallies and a bounce. Okay, it might be short bounces, yes, but I believe that the short term, this rejection zone could provide these bounces. For the long run, I believe though, we should go break through that and then see the further rise. So here is on the short run, we see the line and take a look on this zone. This is a massive, massive inner zone here. You can see, let's just mark it properly. Okay, what does this zone mean? Take a look. Lower highs, lower lows. Okay, they are holding this area, the sellers, and then boom, they load another move down. This is where they load their money. A lot of money is there. Okay, so what could happen here is we might run into a short-term rejection at that area, the falling resistance line from the daily chart, the 4-hour chart sell zone. If that goes and completes fake higher highs on the chart versus lower highs on the indicators, that will create a condition of a bearish divergence, a negative divergence. And from there, a very possible short-term bounce. If that happens, this bounce should be an amazing opportunity. An amazing opportunity then to load for the long term or to look for bullish evidences and to join the weekly and the monthly momentums. Okay, then the second scenario that could happen here with the 4-hour chart, let me just try to explain it this way, is that we gain this momentum. It will go through the resistance line we saw on a daily, okay, then go and rebuild this divergence I was mentioning, retest the broken line, and from there we will see the further rally. Okay, so these are the scenarios I'll be following to trade both the short term from the key levels and then the long term buys that I expect to see with the longer term charts. That's my view on the dollar CAD. Do you agree? Disagree? Let me know what, how, why in the comments. And the final one will be the DAX, which I believe could be a beginning of something massive. Let's see why. So first of all, let's start with the monthly chart. Not because I'm gonna trade this one for a decade or more. No, it's just because I want to explain what is happening. On the monthly chart, the way it looks like right now, we are facing here 3 major waves upside. Okay, the waves that start to build up a massive bearish divergence on the moving averages. I said start to build up because the moving average did not yet complete the second high, and we cannot know when it will, but it already starts to look like it's happening. Also on the histogram and the RSI, they all start to make these signs. Last time it happened was pre-COVID, right here. Okay, and we all remember this strong move down that wiped a lot of money. Yes, COVID and everything, there is always a reason, and there might be a reason here as well. Okay, so all the monthly chart starts to show the same. This is the first concerning sign. Second concerning sign is the weekly chart. Is the most recent monthly leg. Take a look, this is a weekly wave. And they run into bearish divergence. Between the big highs and between the most recent highs, we also have the RSI and the moving average of the MACD. Now take a look on this major engulfing at the end of this week. Okay, how major it is with equal force. Look at the spikes. Absolutely equal forces here on the top and the bottom. That's a very, very, very strong sign with equal tails. Okay, so that's a weekly chart. If we go to the daily chart to analyze the most recent weekly wave, how it looks like on the daily. So the daily was making a bearish divergence on the moving averages, did provide 2 waves correction, and then one more rally to create a fake high. Why it's a fake high? Because between the big highs, we still have lower highs, which means a bearish divergence, also the RSI. That's a condition of fake convergence. Okay, so here is a very important thing. This is a key, or the most important, or the most recent rally we have, and the most recent channel. This is the key low. If the market managed to go below this area and make the lower lows on the chart and the indicator, I believe this could be a brilliant opportunity to look and to sell the rallies for the long term. So DAX is something to pay attention to. Could we go and work with it in an aggressive way, like on the lower time frame? I believe the answer for that will be also yes. And the reason is because at the end of this uptrend we've had, which ended with bearish divergence on the moving averages, histogram, and RSI, and take a look on this low which was broken and making a convergence. So there is a great chance that this current move down will also provide short-term rallies and a sell. If that happens on the short term, these are the levels I will be paying attention to. So first of all, broken support that now behaves as a resistance, and all these beautiful supply areas surrounded with every push down by the sellers. Okay, so these two levels we have here would be key levels for hold on the short term. And again, as I said, if that's the beginning, then we have it right from the top, and it could provide a huge move down. How huge? Well, first of all, of course, we have the daily low that we anticipate to be broken at some point. Then we have this broken resistance that then hold as the support. And as you can see, this one has a huge potential. But that's all the daily chart. Okay, if the long term really starts to build the way it looks, then of course we have, right, this is the previous level, and then the major lows which are here. And as you can see, we are talking here about very, very significant potential compared to the risk we might anticipate and see on the 4-hour or the daily chart. So that's my view on the DAX. Let me know, what do you think about that? You think, is it fake bearish sign and we will see all-time highs continuing created, or is that it? Are we entering this very time where it's over, the party is over, and something major is going to happen? Let me know in the comment section. So that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you find value in this one. As always, feel free to share it with anyone who you believe can find value and benefit by watching this video. Please show your support back, hit the like button. A few words in the comment section will be always very, very, very welcome. Thank you very much for your time watching this video. I would like to invite you to our trading family, Home Trader Club, where you can get your access to our full trading courses, comprehensive media zone, real-time trading opportunities, and mainly real-time trading education. Every single trading opportunity comes with a dedicated, detailed video, fully explained of the chosen technique for this specific setup. Join us with the link below this video in the description. Once again, thanks for your time watching this one. Best to you and yours, and I'll see you soon with more. Bye for now. I wish you a wonderful weekend. Good trading.